Hello and welcome to the another lecture session on hydrogen fuel. In the previous lecture session of hydrogen fuel, we study the properties of hydrogen and its production methods. How to produce hydrogen. Today we will discuss how to store the hydrogen fuel and hydrogen IC engine. So let's start with the today's. So today's lecture session will start with the storage methods. There are five, four. There are four methods to storage the hydrogen. First one is liquefaction. Second one is compression. Third one is option, and fourth one is metal hydrides. So let's start with the liquefaction. Liquefaction has two challenges: the efficiency of the liquefaction process and the boil up of the liquid. The theoretical work necessary to liquefy hydrogen gas at room temperature is 3.23 kilowatt hour per kg, but the technical work is about 15.2 kilowatt hour per kg, which is almost half of the lower heating value of the hydrogen. Gasification of liquid hydrogen inside the gasification of liquid hydrogen inside the cryogenic vessel is an invisible loss even with a perfect isolation technique. The exothermic reaction, the exothermic reaction of the conversion from ortho to para-hydrogen provides a heat source of the gasification. The heat of conversion is 519 kg a kilojoule per kg at 77 Kelvin, which is greater than a latent heat of vaporization of normal hydrogen at the normal boiling point. The critical temperature of hydrogen is very low, above which liquid state cannot exist. Therefore, liquid hydrogen can only be stored in an open system. And in an open system. Otherwise, the pressure in a closed system can be as high as 1000 megapascal at room temperature. So the boil up and liquid means the emission of hydrogen into the atmosphere. The relatively large amount of energy necessary for the liquefaction and the continuous boil up, and we will limit this storage system to utilization where the cost of hydrogen is not an important issue. Important issue. The hydrogen is consumed in a rather short time. The example of air and space application. So these liquefaction methods of hydrogen basically used for the purpose of air and space application. Where in the picture the previous in now hydrogen is stored in this way, where this is the cylinder, this is a vent, okay, and the cryogenic liquid product will be stored here, where and little it weak, so that's why it's looks in this way. And we are thinking on the future liquid hydrogen storage of this way. There is a refrigerator, which is refrigerator in a heat lift into the chamber, which is comes to the again into the refrigerator, out to the refrigerator, and there is a no vent. So in this way they are the future liquid hydrogen storage. So this is the liquefaction method to store the hydrogen. Next is compression. Compression is another method to store the hydrogen. Compression might be the simplest way to store hydrogen in a cylinder of pressure, but the energy density is too low to satisfy the fuel demand of driving practice. About about four times higher pressure is needed to meet the driving purpose. However, such industrial cylinders have not been commercially available. Industry set up a goal. The industry set up a goal to manufacture cylinder capable of the withstand the pressure up to 70 megapascal with a weight of 110 kg to reach a gravimetric density of 6% and the volumetric density is 30 kg per meter cube. The hydrogen density as such is remarkably lower than the cryo-adsorption method, and the high cost of compression the cylinder might hinder the method to be accepted commercially. A report from Linde Company estimates the cost of compressed hydrogen. The cost of compressed hydrogen is much higher than a cost of liquid hydrogen. The cost of compressed hydrogen is higher than the cost of the liquid hydrogen. It seems therefore the method is not likely to be used in the future. Here is the picture shows the here the picture shows the compression where hydrogen is compressed to store. So this is another method of the compression. The next is physio physis physisorption. Physisorption. Sorry. Physisorption. The storage of hydrogen can rely on physisorption because the absorbed gas can be released reversibly. Therefore, there are different mechanisms of absorption depending on the geometry of the absorption and the temperature of absorption. So multi-layer mechanism function is if the absorption happens on the open surface and volume filling would happen in a pore narrower than 2 nanometer. So capillary condensation could happen in a pore larger than 2 but smaller than the 50 nanometer. Absorption in a pore larger than 50 nanometer is the same as that on open surface. Such possibility does not happen at above critical temperature. Therefore, a different mechanism of absorption must assume. There is only one mechanism for the absorption for supercritical gases, on any kind of absorption, that is the monolayer surface coverage. The single mechanism corresponds to the single type of isotherm of supercritical absorption. So, in this way, hydrogen is stored in a nanostructure, so carbon, when it's required, it comes out and used. So this is a methods of the fission option. The next is metal hydride. Some metal and alloy absorb hydrogen and form hydride. There are two classes of hydrogen. There is metallic hydride and then complex hydride. The main difference between them is the transition of metal to ion or covalent component of the complex hydride upon absorption of hydrogen. Some of the metallic hydride of interest for the storage purpose are in this way. Intermetallic compound is LaNi5. So hydride is LaNi5H6. Material is TiFe. So hydride is TiFeH2. So basically in this way will be stored. The prototype metallic hydride are composed of two elements. The A element is usually a rather earth on alkali earth metal and tends to form the stable hydride. So here this is the pure hydrogen 99%, and this is a hydrogen fish tank. This is a pure hydrogen and this is hydrogen fish tank. So when the mixed it means hydrogen is put into this tank, so it looks like the hydrogen tank during charging. Then fully charge the hydrogen tank. That's because there is some metal is there present. That's because some metal is there which will absorb the hydrogen. When it's required to hydrogen to move out from this way, and in this tank we got the pure metal. So this is the way of the metal hydride is used to store the hydrogen. Hydrogen internal combustion engine vehicles are different from the hydrogen fuel cell vehicles. Instead, the hydrogen IC engine is simply a modified version of the traditional gasoline powered IC engine. So let's start the history. Francisco Isaac de Rivaz designed in 1806 the de Rivaz engine, which is the first internal combustion engine which ran on a hydrogen-oxygen mixture. In the year of 1970, Paul de patented a modified IC engine which allow a gasoline powered engine to run on hydrogen. Tokyo City University have been developing hydrogen IC engine in the year of 1970. They recently developed a hydrogen fuel buses and the truck. So students, this is the basic history of the hydrogen. Next is zero emission. Why it is called zero emission? The combustion of hydrogen with oxygen produces water as it's the only product. The high temperature high temperature combustion fuels such as kerosene, gasoline or natural gas with air can produce oxides of nitrogen, which is known as the NOx. Hydrogen has a wide flammability range in comparison with the other fuel, so it can be combusted in an IC engine over the wide range of fuel air mixture. So an advantage here is it can thus be on a lean fuel air mixture. Such a mixture is one in which the amount of fuel is less than the theoretical, stoichiometric or chemically ideal amount needed for combustion with a given amount of air. The fuel economy is then greater and the combustion reaction is more complete. Also, the combustion temperature is usually lower, which reduces the amount of the pollutants. According to a paper by L. M. Das, hydrogen IC engine generates no CO, no CO2, no SO2, no AC or PM emission. He described it as near zero emission. Tuning a hydrogen engine in 1976 to produce the greatest amount of emission possibility result in emissions comparably with the consumed operate gasoline. So the equation then the more modern engine, however, often come equipped with exhaust gas recirculation and technology benefit hydrogen too in terms of NOx emission. The equation looks like this: H2 plus O2 plus N2 tends to H2O plus N2 plus NOx. So this is why that's why it is called as the near zero emission. After that, we are coming to adaptive of existing engine. So the basic difference in between IC engine or internal combustion engine, hydrogen internal combustion engine, and a traditional gasoline engine, which includes hardened valve and valve seat, stronger connecting rods, non-platinum tipped spark plug, a higher voltage ignition coil, fuel injectors designed for a gas instead of the liquid, larger crankshaft damper, stronger head gasket material, modified intake manifold, positive pressure supercharger, and a high temperature engine oil. So students, if we modify these 10 things on a traditional gasoline engine, so then the traditional gasoline engine tends converted into a hydrogen internal combustion engine. These hydrogen engines burn fuel in the same manner that the gasoline engine do. So then this is a picture of BMW hydrogen 7. This is the sorry this is the BMW hydrogen 7. It is a limited production of hydrogen internal combustion engine vehicle which is built in 2007 by German automobile manufacturer BMW. The car is based on the BMW's traditional gasoline-powered BMW 7 Series line of vehicle and more especially the 760 Lithium. It uses the same 6-liter V12 motor as does the 760i and 760Li. However, it has been modified to also allow for the combustion of hydrogen as well as the gasoline, making it a bivalent engine. Usually many other current hydrogen powered vehicles like those being produced by Hyundai, Honda, General Motors, Daimler AG using the fuel cell technology and hydrogen to produce electricity to power the vehicle. So BMW Hydrogen 7 burns the hydrogen in an internal combustion engine. So students, this is the topic which is covered the hydrogen fuel. Here in today's lecture session we will learn about the storage method and hydrogen IC engine. So in the next lecture session we will study on the new topic. So still that stay at home and safe. Stay safe. So, thank you class. Thank you so much.